I almost died once.
And not because of me.
No.
I think that should be clarified right out of the gates. I'm innocent in whatever happens in your demise.
Yes. I would say that...
Only once, or?
Yes.
Yes, depends on if we need another video.
I would say that...
I mean,
maybe
swallowing your ring might have been a
that
near-death
actually
experience.
could have been dangerous. Guys, if you haven't seen that podcast, I swallowed my wedding ring. Go watch to find out how I got it back. But,
Don't watch that.
Or don't watch it. That would be the podcast I'd say you're okay not to watch.
I don't show anything. But I would say that would be the closest I have gotten to dying. I haven't been close to dying a lot in my life, but that was probably not the swallowing of the ring, but the story that we're going to say.
Okay, I was going to say, like, wow, I thought the other story was at least where I thought, legitimately had the thought, I was like, you just killed my wife.
Maybe this
Can we
it's
say that?
actually, I don't know.
You exed
Maybe-
my wife.
Yeah.
Your ex-wife?
No.
You exed my wife. Maybe that's the closest you've ever thought that I have been to death.
Yeah, that was probably the closest, I would say. I'm trying to think of there's a couple other times I thought you were going to die, but that was separate. I mean, you did pass out once in the bathroom.
I did.
That's not the story.
No. This story involved giving birth.
Did you fall asleep in the middle of that sentence?
Involved. Giving birth. So, it was several years ago.
You've given birth before?
I have multiple times.
Interesting. You're so young. I just didn't think that was a thing.
I almost did just fall asleep while talking. So, how many years ago? 16
Taylor,
years
yeah.
ago.
It was for Taylor, right?
Yeah. 16 years ago.
She gave birth, almost died. That's the whole story.
Yeah. I would say that I wasn't it's probably not nearly as dramatic as you're thinking. There have been people that have been a lot closer, dire situations while giving birth because...
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But
I don't know, though. Like, I think it's legitimate. We're going to have to do some Googling. Jared better have his keyboard ready.
Yeah, find out how...
to Google that.
Did Jamie almost
We'll
die?
explain it.
I know the story, but I just don't know, like...
I mean, okay,
What happened?
Figure out.
Yeah, let's tell the story.
I don't know how to Google,
We'll tell
like,
you what's in Google. I have
how
an
close
idea.
is this
Or I can
to...
Google it.
I'll start Googling while you're telling the story.
Well, okay, so just to give a little recap, I went
Gee.
in to... Stop.
Oh.
Stop. Do you
That's
need
how
the big
Grandpa
text?
types.
No, but his...
Sorry.
Please stop doing that.
I take back what I just said.
To give a little bit of summary, I went in to the hospital to give birth to Taylor. I needed to be induced, which means they give you medicine to kind of get it going. And when they gave me the medicine, I started dilating quickly, and so they were like, let's give you an epidural, because I'm like, yes, epidural is my friend. And so I knew I wanted one, and they were willing to give it pretty early on, and I was like, yep. And it just was not working at all.
No, like you were
the
not
needle kind of like bent, I think. I don't even know how that happened. Something happened while he was
Well, those
giving...
needles are like gigantic.
So maybe it didn't bend, but
They do bend though.
Okay, so
they can bend.
he was going to give me the epidural, and something like went wrong with it, and he got frustrated, and he's like, oh, and he had to like get rid of everything because
with those epidurals, you have to get it like exactly in the
perfect
nerve.
And I
spot.
think he was like struggling getting it in the spot on my spine, and it like bent, and so he got frustrated, and that means he had to like throw everything away out, because once you
not just frustrated, he was angry. I would say
he was angry, and he was like kind of slamming things, and
it was like a baby fit,
and had to get a whole new packet. And the nurse, I'm like kind of like and he's like throwing things and all mad, and she's kind of rubbing my back, and she's like, it's okay, he's a really good doctor, he just doesn't mess up that often. Like, so she was like, this is new, I've never seen him mess up, and it's like, he takes it seriously, and so he's frustrated. And I'm like, okay. He was not friendly, didn't even talk, like just kind of came in, was like, did his thing, got mad, throwing things, grabbed another needle and got it right, I guess, this time, supposedly. And I'm laying there after a while. He leaves, and I start having contractions again, and I'm feeling pain this time. So I'm feeling a little bit of pain. I'm like, I'm not supposed to be able to be feeling this with an epidural.
During childbirth, do you feel pain?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Kind of like getting kicked in the chicken nuggies?
Yeah, it's pretty much the same pain.
Have we had this discussion yet?
I
I
don't
know
know.
we have, but I would love to go into
I think
it
we
more.
might have.
We might have. Sorry.
We
Sorry.
have.
I'm just...
Just on the surface.
I'm just prodding.
We can go a little deeper.
Exactly. We could go a lot deeper.
Like they should have gone with your epidural.
Sure. All right. So,
I didn't say anything. I'm just sitting here.
I know. So,
Epidural.
where was I?
Angry doctor.
Yes. I'm noticing that I'm feeling my contractions, and so they gave me like a little button to push to get the medicine, like more medicine to come out and into my spine to help numb it. So I'm pushing the button, and I'm feeling like lightheaded every time I do it, and my heart starts beating faster and
Did it
stuff.
take any of the pain away when you pushed it though?
It did not. No pain went away.
No, she would get angry, actually. She was like...
I was like, it's not working.
It's
Like,
making me
I'm
feel sick.
feeling the pain, and it's making me feel sick. I'm dizzy. I'm nauseous. My heart's beating quicker. It's like
You were saying, like,
skipping a
fluttering.
beat, fluttering, feeling funny. I feel funny.
And I was like, push the dang button because you're in pain.
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't want to anymore because it's making me feel worse. And so we finally talked to some nurses. They come in, and I'm like, I'm not feeling any better. He comes in. The anesthesiologist kind of looks at my back, messes around for a second. And I think he's like moving it around and try now, and like he left, and it's still just not working. And
Is it the same doctor there?
it's
Yeah,
the
put the
same
epidural
doctor
in?
that's coming
And
in.
he clearly didn't believe Jamie.
No.
He's like, whatever, sissy girl.
Yeah, and he comes in, and then I'm reluctant to tell them that I still feel it, but I'm like, I'm paying for this thing. I better be numb. And
But you weren't feeling it hardly at all, though, right? Like, you're
no,
feeling
I
full
felt
pain.
nothing.
Yeah.
I felt the pain. And so I was like, told them again, they come in, is it working better now? And I'm like, no, it's not. It's still just not working. Something's not right. And so he comes in, and he's angry, I think. I think they're like paging him. I want to be like, the lady in room 371.
They would have
is
said girl,
complaining."
too, because you were what?
I don't know. In my
20, maybe?
young 20s. And it's complaining about her feeling pain.
She says she still feels pain in her buttocks.
Why are we... What?
I assume the nurse was super old.
And why are we talking like that? Why would you say that? Anyways, and so I just know that they were like, I don't know what he was thinking about me or saying about me.
He came in,
I don't want to think about it.
and he was
He was a man on a mission to
irritated
get me to
for
zip
sure.
it.
He's like, this girl won't
He comes
stop.
in, and he's just like, fine.
Probably think you have a low pain tolerance.
Yes. He has like a thick syringe. Like that, and it's like this. And he comes in.
What? Why are you laughing?
How
Why are
thick
you
was it?
looking at me like that?
You're telling a story. I'm listening. Isn't that what you do when women talk? You stare at them and listen.
Not like you were. And he comes in, and
I'm confused. Can you explain this to me?
No, he comes in, and I don't even know. It's called a block.
Yeah, like an epidural block where they give the...
There's
the-
two different types of epidurals that you can get. You can get where it's slow release, and it doesn't completely numb
That's
your
where the button
legs.
push comes in.
Yeah, it's meant to be so that you can kind of have some control of your legs, and so that when it gets to time to push and stuff, it's easier.
Quick important question. Does it get you high at all, or is it just pain?
No, it's just pain.
Just- I thought that was a valid question.
So,
I've never had one.
and then there's a block where it just numbs you from the waist down completely. Can't feel your legs.
Yeah,
Can't
and
move them. It's just
And
it's
it
like
works.
nothing.
I've
there.
seen that work on you.
It does. And he comes in with the block, and I'm thinking, okay, this is what I wanted in the first place because I had it with Steven, and it worked like a charm. It was my best friend. And
My
so
best friend.
it was an epidural is my best friend.
Drugs, my best friend.
And I was
When
not
you're
her best
feeling-
friend.
No, I
She's
don't
like,
want
"Stop
him.
touching my
I don't want
face."
him around me. He's like, please stop rubbing my face. It's so annoying. But he comes in, and he's like, gives me the epidural block, and the rest is history. I don't even know.
I do.
Yeah, you can go on with the story because all I know is pure pain.
This is where we would say she almost died. and here's why. Because normally, when Jamie doesn't have a low pain tolerance, she has a high pain tolerance, and she also hides most emotions and reactions pretty well, even if she is feeling something. In this situation, she legitimately, I describe it like if you've ever seen The Exorcist, where she's like,
Okay, stop.
I'm trying to get the timing
do
in.
that.
No, but she was like, I can't see! I can't see! I can't see! I can't see!
Audio. Is he screaming loudly?
I mean, were you screaming in the moment?
It was loud, and that was scary to me, but what was really scary was the doctor reacted like it was legit.
Yeah.
Like, you could see the look of horror in his eyes, like, oh crap. And so my first thought was, I'm going to be super rich. No, that was not my first thought. I was like, did he just kill my wife?
Yeah.
Legitimately, that was the thought that went through my head. I was like, did he just kill her? And she's having a baby. Like, I'm in big trouble. I can't handle 2 kids. I have 6 now. Sorry, the rest of you. But seriously, like, he started panicking, so he's leaning, like, over her face, and he's, like, probably, Jamie mentioned it, looking at, like, a heart monitor because he's genuinely concerned about your health.
Yes.
But it was really, like, leaning over Jamie. I thought he was talking to her face, and he's like, it's gonna, just hold on a second, and, like, panic in his voice. So he's panicking. Jamie's blind, and she's talking about ringing in her ears, and not just talking, like, panicked. And her whole body every muscle in her body is tensed up. It was like, you know those little shocks that you do for, like, the fake, your pregnancy thing? Jared has those, I think. But it was, like, happening on every muscle in Jamie's
Not
body.
pregnancy things, but yes, some
Jamie has
stim.
Jared has a pregnancy thing. But every muscle in her body tightening at one time, like, exorcism, all the evil spirits flying through her body and yelling at the Catholic priest
Oh my gosh.
at one time. And the doctor was panicked. That actually scared me more than Jamie being in pain, was the doctor panicking.
They didn't really care that you were in pain. It was
No, I
more-
cared. But
It was
I
more
like,
the doctor.
you know, if someone gets hurt, you're like, oh, that sucks. But then the person who's hurt is her, and the doctor's like, oh, like he had that strain in his voice. He's like, just give it a second. You're gonna be okay. It'll pass. And I was like, is she gonna die right now? She didn't. In case you guys were wondering about this,
So with which kid was this?
Taylor
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
explains some stress that she has in her life sometimes. But honestly, it was pretty terrifying. And then all of a sudden, he was the nicest dude in the whole world. He was like sat there. He was now rubbing Jamie's face, and she was fine with it. That didn't happen. But he did sit by the bedside. He's apologizing. He's super kind. You don't feel anything now? Are you sure everything's good? I think he did another epidural. So Jamie's on epidural like number 5 at this point.
Yeah.
I think she had 5 epidurals given to her with Taylor.
I had so many
I wonder what the record is.
I mean, normally people go and get one. So
5? I bet 5's up
Did
there.
you have to pay for 5 epidurals?
What? We didn't check those enough.
What?
That's
I doubt
interesting.
I
Because I
don't
think they
care.
were genuinely concerned we were going to sue him. Because he was super nice. The nurses were bringing us gifts. Because there was other problems in this whole thing, too. We went in there to get... What is it called?
Pitocin.
Yeah, what is it called?
Pitocin.
What is it doing when you get Pitocin?
That's
It's called something.
to turn you
Induced.
on. I mean,
Inducing
induce.
the baby coming. So yeah, I just forgot the word.
Induce.
Inducing. And they put that in her. And last time with Steven, she just was like, boom, bang, boom, baby. And this time they put it in her, and she started going quick. And they're like, oh, hold on, we're going to slow that down a little bit. And then they put it back in her, and they're like, oh, yeah, nothing's happening. You just have to wait hours. She's like, something's wrong, because normally I go quick. And I'm like, it's different with every pregnancy. And it turns out it was just dripping on the
That's
floor.
that old lady nurse again.
The medicine for it was just dripping on the floor. So for hours, they're like, I guess she's just not going in labor. Baby's not ready. And it's like, oh, actually, we have not been giving you the
So
medicine.
they gave me gifts. I got lots of gifts, but I think it was, they felt bad. A lot of things happened. But
It's
I was,
hush money.
I was reading, what are the,
Yeah, what happens when you do get
I
epidural
don't
in your
know. There
bloodstream? Because that's what they
I
said
need to look
happened.
more. It
He
said-
said he injected the whole thing into her bloodstream.
yeah, because he said that because he probably has to, right? He goes, I know what happened. Just wait it out. Just wait. And I think he was watching the heart monitor and to see like when it went through my whole bloodstream, which I don't know how long it takes things to go through your bloodstream.
Jared,
Seconds.
he's our
Like when you inject something.
Doctor here on set.
I did ask. Yeah.
That's what our doctor sound like there too. It's like
2.3 hours.
What
I have no
happens
idea.
if epidural's injected wrong? Oh wait, no. that one.
convulsions,
Yeah.
breathing difficulties, cardiac difficulties, slurred speech,
Yeah, you're probably going into cardiac.
drowsiness.
Yeah.
Is that why you look tired right now?
I'm so tired now.
It's because of that epidural thing. It's a
It
side
is
effect.
From 16 years ago. Yeah, slurred speech, drowsiness, and at high doses convulsions. This occurs in around 1 in 2,800 epidural insertions, but it's like
1 in
fewer
4,000
die.
die.
Yeah.
1 in 4,000 though. That's not a small. That's a
That's a reasonable number.
chance of dying. It's a small number.
Yeah.
But it is like
Small, but I mean,
it's more likely.
didn't they
than-
say it was like the same as almost like just injected with like heroin
Yeah.
or something, right?
I
Just
asked
going through
I
the
asked a
OD
neighbor
moment.
who also was in anesthesiology, and he was kind of like, it's like just injecting
Yeah, I mean-
Like it just OD'd basically.
It's
Yeah.
like ODing, and she was genuinely, and he was concerned. So regardless of that 1 in 4,000, he was like, "I bet the odds go way up if you inject large amounts of it through the bloodstream, because it wasn't like it was
Yeah.
dripping in your bloodstream. We're talking full
Yeah.
epidural bloodstream at once,
and it was like a, here you go then.
and it probably doesn't happen enough to even like have real good stats on. But it was not good, and it was the day that I thought Jamie was gonna die.